बोलना चाहूंगी कि वुमेन शुड लर्न टू से नो।
Yes.
ये नहीं हो रहा, ये नहीं कर सकते, नहीं आता। You know, it should be easy for them to say no. And modern Babu, you know, is learning that. But I think families also need to get out of that patriarchal mindset या conventional mindset, जहाँ पे अगर the husband is helping his wife, he should not be called a jodu ka gulam. You know, he should be seen as an equal partner.
So we would like to know what was your greatest challenge post-marriage where you felt that probably it's time to call it a day.
No matter what, I still feel that women should be financially independent, because when you are financially independent, you are more confident, you have people listen to you, and that only comes when you have money in your pockets. And that's the brutal reality of today's world, right?
Hello, ladies out there. I welcome you all to our first podcast of Resilient Queens. We have been planning this podcast for a very long time because this was very close to our heart. Resilient Queens is all about women whom you can relate to. These are like your next door women, वो लड़कियां जो आपके आसपास में ही रहती हैं और आज वो बहुत सक्सेसफुल हैं और उन्होंने वो चैलेंजेस फेस करे हैं लाइफ में तो शायद आज आप भी फेस कर रहे हो. These girls have got some amazing stories which we felt can be very inspiring to you. We understand that many of you might be on the edge where you don't know the solutions to the issues that you are having. एक लड़की की जिंदगी के अंदर राइट फ्रॉम द चाइल्डहुड कभी कभी जेंडर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन होता है, कभी शादी के इश्यूज होते हैं और शादी के बाद उसके परिवार के साथ एडजस्टमेंट के इश्यूज होते हैं. और many a times these women have not been able to find the right solution for this. But we have been able to interact with lot many women who not only face the challenges with grit, with empathy, प्यार से, लगाव से, मगर firm होके, and eventually they came out in flying colors. We really feel that you will be able to relate to these stories, maybe not for yourself, but maybe to a woman that you know who is suffering in some areas of her life. So that is the whole concept behind Resilient Queens. We invite all the women who are listening to our podcast to be our guest in our forthcoming episodes because we want all the stories to be out there in the world. Let the people listen to your amazing stories, and if they can learn and if they can improve their lives a little bit, it will be a task well done. I would like to introduce my co-host Vaishali here, who has been instrumental in putting up this podcast together, the concept and everything. We both will be hosting this event and we will be calling the guests whose life stories we have been impressed with. These are those girls जिनके साथ हम लोगों ने इंटरेक्ट किया है, हमने बातें करी हैं, हम उनके बारे में काफी कुछ जानते हैं और हमें लगता है that there is a lot to learn from them. So let me introduce you to our first guest, but before I go there, I would ask Vaishali to say in a few words.
See, thank you so much, to give this opportunity. As I totally agree with Nitya. आज के टाइम में जो एक वुमेन है वो काफी चीजें फेस करती है in terms of working women, in terms of housewife. So according to me, in a marriage life, basically मैरिज लाइफ एक स्ट्रगल होती है एक तरह से एक वुमेन के लिए आज के टाइम में. इट्स अ चैलेंज बिकॉज फॉर मी स्पेशली मेरा इसमें काफी बड़ा रोल है और आई फेस लॉट ऑफ थिंग इन माई पास्ट लाइफ. सो आई वुड लाइक टू टेल यू लेटर, बट फिलहाल के लिए अभी हम डिस्कस करते हैं Pagisha, of course. So I don't have much to tell about the podcast. Already Nitya ने सारा inform किया हुआ है. So just that.
And now about our first guest. I am so delighted to introduce you to Vagisha Arora. She is an old friend of ours and she is a mother of a beautiful daughter. She is a very successful professional. By profession, she is a LinkedIn personal branding marketer. So, over the years, slowly and gradually, she's built up her business and she's living in a family with her husband, her daughter, and her in laws. And it's not that she has not had her share of challenges, but let all these come from her. So, Vagisha, a very warm welcome to our podcast, Resident
Yes.
Queens. You will be delighted as much as we are to know that you are our very first guest, and we are honored to have you over. Vagisha, as you understand the whole concept behind Resilient Queens, it is all about the story of your life, which can help people, particularly girls, learn about how to face issues that they are having in their lives. I would request you, as much as you are comfortable, to make it a no holds barred interview. You can tell as much as you want to, but whatever you feel can affect the life of other women, let that be told. So, Vagisha, let's hear about you, about your childhood, where did you started from. I want to first know about your childhood.
Okay. Thank you guys for having me here. I think it's a true privilege to be doing this because you're not just my friends, but also, some people I look up to, especially Nitya. You have been an equal inspiration for me, and the way we vibe always has been, has kept this bond together, even if we don't meet often. So coming to my childhood journey has been, I would say, filled with hardships, but at the same time, I have received a lot of love. And I think that is what keeps me going as a professional also. Belonging to a middle class family, my parents have sacrificed a lot to give to fulfill every desire of me and my sister to the best of their abilities. And I have seen them save every single penny, to give us the best education, to, give us everything they could. And I think that is the fire that has driven me to become what I am today. Because becoming self made is not a journey. I think it's more of you could say, a personal thing for some. And for me, that is what has driven me forever.
So, Vagisha, you said that you and your sister are there. So, you're just two siblings?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay. Have you ever felt, see, this is being a male dominant society and coming from a middle class family, as we all are, not just you, we all come from middle class families and we know the values that middle class families would normally inculcate in their kids. So, have you ever felt that your parents missed having a male child?
that is what makes me proud, not them. But yes, we have had relatives, who wanted a male child because I think that's seen as a privilege. But I would say my parents have raised us both equally and they have never discriminated between us. And I think that is the best part. And more than that, I think the values with which we have been born are very different. I still remember, my father wanted to do some extra tuitions so that he could make some more money, after his office
Yeah.
hours.
Yes.
He's in government job, and so is my mother. She's a government teacher. So it was my mother who said, no, I mean, we don't need money. We just need that we give them more time. And those, I still remember those moments with them. Those memories have stayed with them. I think, and these are the values with which I want to, also bring my kid, Pranya. I think money can buy material things, but not true happiness. Because I don't think if I would have had no money, I would have been more driven towards my dreams. It was because, they always emphasized on education and, good career, that we both wanted to be self-reliant. And yeah, that's all about it.
Monisha, do you come from a nuclear family or a joint family?
I come from a nuclear family, but I have like a very big family from both the sides. I have three buas. I had one Raji. He unfortunately expired a few months back. And a very big family, I would say we have had everyone coming to our house, and, a lot of memories, a lot of cousins. So yeah, it has been a very fulfilling childhood journey, coming to love, coming to affection. Yeah.
Going further from your childhood, when it came to the education, what is the highest level education that you took?
So I am a postgraduate in English,
Wow.
and so again a different story there, because my mother wanted me to be a teacher, while my father wanted me to prepare for government exams.
Okay.
But when I took that decision that, I want to do something of my own, they both were very supportive, and that's very rare to find. If they would not have supported me, in terms of me quitting the job after my education, I did work in Accenture for 2 years. My end client was Google, so I had all the luxuries you can imagine: best of the office, cab facility, weekends off, everything. But I still wanted to do something of my own, and they were very supportive.
Mhm.
And I think uh, that is very rare to find these days, and that is why my love for them is, many folds, because they did let me do what I wanted to. When I realized I wanted to build something of my own, have something of my own, and I was at that stage where I could quit my job, they supported me.
So nice to have such parents. Now,
Yeah.
coming from nuclear family, when you were about to get married, did you also were inclined to having a husband who would tend to live alone with you and not with his parents, or you were open to living in a joint family as well?
So I was very much open to living in a joint family because of the reasons I have told you, that, when you're living together, you tend to feel more love, happiness, the feeling of togetherness, and I always wanted that. There was no two thoughts on that.
Oh, wonderful. So, was it a love marriage or a arranged marriage for you?
So it was an arranged marriage, but uh, I would not call it arranged marriage till the time we got married. We had good 6 to 7 months
Not
Oh,
bad.
with
nice.
us, and honestly, our first call lasted for around 7 to 8 hours, where we didn't want to cut the call. And one thing which has stayed with me all these 4 years, despite all the ups and downs, is that, my husband, he's very supportive. He lets me do what I want to. He is always supportive of my dreams. He is always encouraging me, rooting for me, and I always needed that, in my life partner. It was never about money. It was never about any other thing for me. And this is something, I really wanted, and I got that. And I feel very lucky and proud to have a husband like him, who not just, who has redefined the meaning of patriarchy for me in many ways. Setting the right boundaries, supporting me in household works, and taking care of our little daughter. He has a very good bond with her.
शादी होने के बाद आपने घर गई तो वहां पर एक जॉइंट फैमिली थी, बट आप आई न्यूक्लियर फैमिली से हो, तो आपको कुछ ऐसा लगा कि यहाँ पे एडजस्टमेंट में बहुत तकलीफें हैं, डिमांड्स इन टर्म्स ऑफ आपका टाइम, इन सब चीजों के मामले में डिमांड ज्यादा थी क्योंकि आप खुद आपने एक न्यूक्लियर फैमिली देखी?
Yeah, even though I want to add something, see, for a woman, जब वो किसी एक न्यूक्लियर फैमिली से या फिर एक जो लड़की होती है, जब वो फील करती है कि आप एक नई फैमिली में जाओगे, ठीक है, आपके इन लॉज होंगे, राइट, और उनके साथ आपके क्या चैलेंजेस रहेंगे, आप उनके साथ उनको खुश रख पाओगे, क्योंकि हर लड़की का एक सपना होता है कि अपनी फैमिली को खुश रखना, राइट। आपके दिमाग में भी कभी एक वो आइडिया आया होगा जब आपकी अरेंज मैरिज फिक्स हुई होगी, तो आप सोचते होगे कि क्या मैं अपनी लॉज को खुश खुश कर पाऊंगी, या फिर मैं अपने हस्बैंड को उस अकॉर्डिंग उनको वो सिचुएशन दे पाऊंगी, या फिर उनको एक लाइफ दे पाऊंगी जिससे मैं भी बेटर फील करूं और मेरे हस्बैंड भी। तो ऐसा कभी आपको लगा, कभी कभी डर फील हुआ ऐसा बिफोर मैरिज?
डेफिनेटली, क्योंकि जो हम स्टोरी सुनते हैं मदर इन लॉ डॉटर इन लॉ की, दे आर वेरी हॉरिफाइंग। और ऑनेस्टली बोलूं तो फर्स्ट ईयर बहुत टफ था मेरे लिए, क्योंकि मैं हर किसी की बात सुन रही थी, बट आई वाज नॉट सेइंग एनीथिंग, यू नो। I was a people pleaser, as you have rightly told.
Yeah.
I would not express myself. I would express myself to my husband. And मेरा first year में I got pregnant, so it was not planned. But you know, even more tough. And then I got married in COVID, the first wave of COVID.
Oh.
So all the dreams of a dream marriage, you know, dream wedding were shattered. तो बहुत challenges थे. And उसके बाद लॉकडाउन था, तो everyone was at home.
Yes.
No one was going anywhere, ठीक है. तो I have had my share of struggles there. But I think I was actually adjusting, sacrificing. I tried to do that a lot in my first 1.5 years of marriage. And then I started feeling that, you know, I'm losing myself in the process, because I'm that kind of a girl who would kind of express herself, even if kindly, you know, even if, you know, in you could say in the politest of ways. But I was not doing that, and I would do that in front of my husband, with whom I was more open up. तो वो चीजें हुई, and I think life did take a turn after, you know, Pranya was born, and I started drawing my boundaries. You know, I would express myself more. I would say what I would not want to do, because I had to manage both the worlds now. You know, my working life, which I can never leave.
Yes.
People may call me selfish mother, but you know, that is how I am. I would not leave my career for my kid. And those were the times, you know, when again my husband played a very important role. You know, we decided to send her to daycare when she was just 15 months old. So a lot of, you know, family conflicts because of generation gap, you could say. I had different views. Then, you know, cooking also. Like, I don't really like to cook. मेरे से अभी तक वो रोटियां नहीं बनती. But my in-laws, they were supportive, they understood. But at the same time, you know, हमें एक girls are filled with this thing, you know, कि you have to be perfect.
Yes.
You have to be perfect. You have to be perfect. So वो चीज रहती है माइंड में यार, कि एक लड़की है ना, तो ऑर्गेनाइज होनी चाहिए, उसको कुकिंग आनी चाहिए, ठीक है, उसको हर चीज मैनेज करनी आनी चाहिए, और वो सब क्वालिटीज मुझमें नहीं है. I am not the kind of a perfect ideal girl according to the Indian society, जो रोज कुकिंग करे 3 मील्स, ठीक है, और जो बच्चे के लिए अपने ड्रीम सैक्रिफाइस करे, ठीक है. What I believe in is कि a mother is more than that and a woman is more than that. I think अगर मैं अपने बच्चे को इमोशंस हैंडल करना सिखा पाऊँ, तो वो मेरी अचीवमेंट होगी एज अ मदर. Meals can be cooked, you know, by someone else also. Maybe we could keep a house help. I feel my kids should feel proud of me, you know, what I am achieving and how she sees me as a role model. ठीक है, उसके लिए मेरे को जरूरी नहीं मैं उसके सामने घर के सारे काम उसको करके दिखाऊं और परफेक्ट बन के दिखाऊं.
Exactly.
So I had, it's a very tough choice to make, but I think it's needed because women should not be seen as superwoman.
Yes.
We should be given a chance to choose. I would say, अगर हम working women है, तो ठीक है हम हाउस होल्ड के लिए we can hire people, ठीक है. और अगर हम हाउस वाइफ है, तो ठीक है हम अपने वर्क को साइड करें. आई थिंक वी शुड बी गिवन दैट प्रायोरिटी व्हाट वी वांट टू चूज instead of managing both the worlds. I think that would make life so less stressful. And when I realized that, it happened 2.5 years after marriage. जब मैं थोड़ा और I was getting out of this कि बस यार बहुत हो गया people pleasing, बहुत हो गया सबको मनाना, बहुत हो गया, like I have had enough. That was the time when I made a choice that I would not cry because of anyone else. It could be anyone, right? I would not have tears in my eyes because someone is demeaning me as a professional or as a mother. I would stop comparing myself to others. I'm still in that fight. I would not say मैंने पूरी तरह overcome कर लिया, but at least I have come out very strong, very bold, and I want Pranya to be like that from day one. After she gets married, because that is very much needed in women.